Welcome back, folks, to the Lighthead Online Video Show. This episode of the show is brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. What's the weirdest thing you have in your warehouse, Greg?
Well, it's not that. I saw yours. You gave me a little indication. I looked on the fly here, and I kind of looked back at, we have this shelf that's in the back, and it's up above. It's actually above the office. It's kind of not a shelf. It's like the ceiling of the office, false ceiling. That's where we store the weird stuff, the nasty. There's a few items up there, but you can see what I got in my hand here is the one that I picked for today's purpose. It's an F25 T12 cool white, 28 inch.
Ooh,
so
nasty.
They not only make, so I think they make them in about 3 different lengths. This one's 28 inches. We ordered 25 back in 2008 because somebody ordered 8 of them, and we had to order a full case.
And you still have 15?
We have 8 left.
Oh, okay. That's all right. That's not bad.
In 12 years.
That's not bad.
12 years.
It's a hot mover. It's a hot mover.
We moved 17 of them. So it's come a long ways. We still got a few left. So if anybody needs that, F25, T12, cool white, 28. I got 8 of them. Now, where is it used, Mike? Where do you think this is used?
That's a vending machine bulb or a pinball machine or something like that. That's an appliance bulb of some kind. So that goes in like old pinball machines, old Coke machines, Pepsi machines, stuff like that. And that's what lights up the sign or whatever in one of those machines. Yeah.
In this case,
those ones, the 28 inches, the 30 inches. Well, what was it used for in your case?
It was a bowling alley pin deck light.
Yes, exactly.
That lights up the bowling pins at the end of the alley. They had a black light, and then they usually have that. So, yeah. So the other thing too, Mike, is we're not like a lot of distributors where we keep a lot of junk. We get rid of stuff, even though we have that. We've gone through. We moved in 2012, 14, something like that, and that's where we got rid of the real old nasties. So I don't quite have what you have, but that's what I found for you on the old nasty shelf. What do you got?
Yeah, it's interesting. I have right here is the. Can you see the grooves?
I can see the power groove.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
This is a F48 T17. It says PG17, but it's a T17. -CW power groove. Oh, yeah. 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 You know what's hilarious? I've been talking to a lot of, because of the UV stuff, I've been talking to a lot of lighting scientists lately, both on the air and off the air, because we've been doing LS Evolve and all this sort of stuff. So I've had an opportunity to talk to a guy who worked for one of the majors for a long time. And I said, do you guys sit around back in the old days and just try to cook up weird stuff that lit up? Because this is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bigger. It's a T17, so it's bigger than a T12.
There's no way it produces more light than a T. Like, making it bigger means less light and more energy.
Right. But the grooves, Mike, the grooves.
The power groove. Woo. This goes back. Go ahead. You go ahead.
How many of those do you have?
I'm not saying.
You have more than one? Jesus. Where did you find those, or who used them, and where and why, and are they still using them? Because I'm going to come over there and change them.
You can't find any information if you Google F48 PG17/CW. There's no information about it on the internet at all.
No power groove left.
Nothing. And so this. You remember when we went to the Museum of the Weird in Austin, Texas?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I pray for the Museum of the Weird right now. That's the kind of place that just gets smashed by COVID-19. You know what I mean? And that was such an awesome. I went there twice in one weekend because I went and saw the show with my son, who came down for a couple of days before, and then I went and saw the show with you. And there were 2 different shows, and they're just both amazing. But you walk through this place, and it's got all manner of weird stuff. Is there a museum of lighting? There has to be.
Not that I know of, but there should be, right? Like show all the. I mean, I think maybe at Neela Park at GE they might have some stuff, but I don't think they have a Power Groove on display. But they should. Like think about that going through the time. That'd be awesome.
No, like the history of lighting, electric light needs to be documented. Like this is one of the greatest innovations in human history. We need to document it. People need to someone needs to write like a report on the development and history of lighting, including the marketing side. It's actually a good book. Like, like you could talk about the fluorescent boom. Remember that fellow we talked to who told us about the fluorescent boom in the schools back in the 50s? The schools all started to convert from incandescent to fluorescent with those school fixtures. And he was rolling. He was balling on school fixtures. He was talking to priests. He was talking to everybody. He was going around selling those, right? But you could like find the eras and study it. And you would watch lighting tracks lighting is like a signal technology. As humans have developed, lighting has developed. From fire to today, that's the name of the book. From fire to your cell phone screen or something like that. The development of electric light. It's like
new project for you. It sounds like. Oh,
me? I gotta write the book. I might. And on the cover, you know what? Maybe Nailed could build the Museum of Lighting, or like, the IES, the Museum of Lighting. And I think it needs to have a practical section, and it needs a power groove in it, man. It needs a power groove.
Talk about how it's changed, and it's not much different today with all this LED. They do a little something unique on it that makes it like the power groove version of it. Get that extra curve in it.
That's called the sizzle. That's called the sauce. Sauce it up, baby. That's what lighting's about. And I don't care what anybody says. You come on the show. You made the power groove, not me. You made it, industry. You've been making these power grooves and these full spectrum daylight, high output, full spectrum. What a word. That word is chucked around like crazy. We got circadian friendly and disinfection. We're going to rock this show with everything, man. We're going to rock it. Like, we need a history because we need perspective. And so somebody has to write the book. You know who would have been great at it, sadly? Paul Hefner.
Paul. Yeah, I was going to say.
He would have been the man to write the book. What's that?
Ceramic metal halide on the cover.
Ceramic metal halide. Like, okay. So, I dabble in a little bit of recycling here and there. I love it when a massive box of ceramic metal halide GU10s come in. Like, who thought of that one? 35 watt GU10 ceramic metal halide. Like, yeah, now you can spend $75 for your GU10 and you got a ballast in there too. That's $180. Yeah, sauce it up, sauce it up. Yeah, sauce it up. Woo! This has been the Lighted Online Video Show. It's brought to you by our friends Keystone. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, man. That's Light Made Easy, Greg.
The Retrofit Kings.
Boom!